when becoming an entrepreneur, what would you say is the biggest thing to avoid when it comes to making decisions about how to run your business? Yeah. So the first thing I would say is that failing to plan is planning to fail. And so make sure you write a very thorough business plan first. And you can always take my course, the Complete Business Plan course, where I provide 50 templates for you, business plan templates. And I provide you with 25 PowerPoint documents as well as we create your 10-slide PowerPoint presentation to raise money. So every battle is won before it's been fought. That's a cliche. It's out of Sun Tzu in The Art of War, but I believe it. Failing to plan is planning to fail. I think you got to be thorough with your business plan and really understand what you're getting yourself into, instead of just jumping off a cliff and throwing a bunch of airplane parts over and trying to assemble that airplane on the way down. Right? Just be preemptive and really do your research. Really do your research on it. And I'm amazed people don't do that, because sometimes it's the most important decision they can make in their life. Sometimes it can bankrupt them. It can destroy a marriage. So it makes sense to be careful. Kind of like you're careful with setting up your will and your estate and your trust. Like that. Take your time. Take your time building your business plan. And you know what, dude? You might have to write 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 business plans before you realize that one of them is good. And I feel like my job is to help you understand if your business plan is good or not. And if I've convinced you through taking my course not to start a company, then I've done my job as well, because I've saved you money, time, and heartache. Also understand why you want to start the company. It can't just be for money. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. Never do anything just for money, otherwise that's a recipe for disaster. You'll never be happy or successful. So always make sure you're very passionate about what it is you're doing. And one last thing I'll say is that a lot of people start companies and they do it because they work for somebody else and they're frustrated. They work for somebody else and they're very good at what they do. We'll call that skill X when they work for somebody else. Then they start their own company and they're thinking, you know what, if I'm really good at skill X working for somebody else, I'm gonna do skill X for myself and be successful. But they don't realize when they start a company, they're not gonna have that much time or enough time to focus on skill X, because they have to focus on raising money. They have to focus on managing people. They have to focus on getting customers. When they worked for somebody else, they could just focus on skill X because that company they worked at had all the infrastructure in place to help support that person doing skill X. So make sure you thoroughly understand what resources you need before you start your own company. And again, you can do that by writing a business plan with me, by taking my complete business plan course.